Students, now we will start with parallel lines. Now let us see what are parallel lines. Two lines or line segments in a plane which do not intersect and the perpendicular distance between them remains constant are called parallel lines. Like this, you can see here example is given, line L and line M. They do not intersect each other and the distance between them is same everywhere. These are called parallel lines. So let us discuss few examples from daily life of parallel lines. A very general example is, you can see the box in which this definition is written. Here this line is parallel to this line because they do not intersect, and this line is parallel to this line, it does not intersect. And if we see the edges of the book, this line is parallel to this line and this line is parallel to this line. Why? Because they never intersect each other. And one more thing, when you see your notebook, the lines of your notebook are parallel to each other because they do not touch each other. Okay, and the distance between them is same everywhere. So such lines are called parallel lines. Okay. You have to note down this definition of parallel lines along with this diagram in your copy. You have to note down this definition and this diagram in your copy. And see this, the symbol for parallel is this. These type of two small lines is a symbol for parallel lines, and we read it as parallel to. Okay. Like here we say line L is parallel to line M and we write it is like this. Now let us see another thing, that is transversal. A transversal is a line that cut across or intersects two or more lines in distinct points. Means, what is a transversal? If you see here, there are two lines L, M, and there's a third line N which is cutting L and M. So such a line which cuts two or three lines at different points is called the transversal. So you have to write the definition of this transversal also. Okay. Now angles formed by a transversal. See, these are two lines AB and CD, and this transversal is intersecting them. So you can see there many angles are formed here. 4 here and 4 here. Total 8 angles are formed. So first they all have different names and different properties. So first we will see alternate angles. See, AB and CD are intersected by a transversal PQ. Then the angles which lie between the two lines and on opposite sides of transversal are called alternate angles. Means they are between the lines and they are on opposite sides of the transversal. They are called alternate angles. Okay. Now next is corresponding angles. These angles are so named because they correspond in position. They both lie either above or below the lines on the same side of transversal. See, alternate angles lie on the opposite side of transversal and corresponding angles lie on same side of transversal. So these are corresponding angles. Now third type is co-interior angles. These angles are so named because they lie on the same side of transversal and inside the lines, that is in the interior. They are called co-interior because they lie, co means on the same side and interior means on the inside the transversal. So alternate angles lie to the opposite side of transversal, inside in between the lines. Corresponding angles on the same side of transversal, and co-interior angles again on the same side of transversal but between the lines. Now you can study this diagram. Here there are two lines L and M intersected by transversal T. So as I told you, 8 angles are formed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let us see interior angles. What are interior angles? Means between the lines. Interior angles are 3, 4, 5 and 6. Exterior angles means outside the lines, that is 1, 2, 8 and 7. Pairs of alternate angles. Alternate angles is 4, 6 is a pair, 5, 3 is a pair. Again, these are interior alternate. You also have exterior alternate, means 1 and 7, 2 and 8. Co-interior angles are 4, 5, 3 and 4 and 5, 3 and 6. These are the pairs of co-interior angles. So now test your understanding. This thing you will do on your own in the book. See the diagram, look at the question and try to write the answer in book itself. Now let us see angles made by a transversal and two parallel lines. Now let us see some properties of the angles made by transversal when the lines are parallel. Here the lines were not parallel, so we have seen only the names of the angles. Now we will see the properties of these angles when we are using parallel lines intersected by a transversal. Again, here you can see AB is parallel to CD intersected by a transversal EF. So, if a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then angles in any pair of corresponding angles are equal. Means when the line intersects, when a transversal intersects parallel lines, then corresponding angles are equal. Means angle 1 is equal to angle 8, angle 2 is equal to angle 5. Similarly, angle 4 is equal to angle 7 and angle 3 is equal to angle 6. Why? Because these are corresponding angles.